Marvin Bagley will prove everyone wrong this upcoming season. Bagley has already been labeled a bust by many after his time in Sacramento, after being the number 2 overall pick in 2018. It doesn't help his case that he was drafted ahead of guys like Luka Doncic and Trae Young. Yikes. Bagley has shown flashes in the NBA, but clearly not enough for the Sacramento Kings. But after being traded to the Detroit Pistons midway through last season, it looks like things are much more promising for Bagley in the future. Bagley now has a chance to revive his career in Detroit, and I believe he will. Bagley is going to prove everyone wrong this upcoming season, and show everyone that when he was picked 2nd overall in 2018, it wasn't that crazy. Marvin Bagley has been someone who was hyped up well before coming into the NBA. In high school, he was the number 1 consensus recruit in 2017, ahead of guys like Trae Young, DeAndre Ayton, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Bagley was just as hyped up in college as well. At Duke, Bagley was an absolute monster, putting up averages of 21 points, 11 rebounds, on 61% from the field and almost 40% from 3, albeit on only 2 attempts a game. It was clear why Bagley went 2nd overall, but with the Kings he never really exploded like his trajectory suggested he would. Although Bagley wasn't great with the Kings, you'd swear he'd put up averages of -2 points, -5 rebounds, and -9 blocks, the way people talk about him. When instead he averaged almost 14 points and 7.5 rebounds over his entire time with the Kings. Stats aren't everything, and the eye test didn't help Bagley's case most of the time, but he really was not that bad. Many other things didn't help his case in his time with the Kings. He missed almost the whole 2019-20 season due to a fractured thumb. His dad and his agent consistently told the Kings to trade him, and in the end, it just became a bit of a messy situation. So last season, he was traded to the Detroit Pistons as part of a 4-team deal, and this trade looks like it will be the best thing to happen to Bagley in his NBA career. Bagley with the Pistons looks to be a perfect fit. In his limited time with the Pistons, Bagley put up around 15 points and 7 rebounds in only 18 games and 27 minutes per game. Bagley was also the most efficient of his career from the field at around 56% from the field. Bagley also only started 8 games with the Pistons last season, and that combined with his play as a reserve was enough for the Pistons to offer him a new contract this summer, worth 3 years, $37.5 million. This is a deal that fairly suits both parties. The Pistons could be getting a huge bargain if Bagley breaks out like it's suggested he will be, and Bagley gets a chance to prove himself this season while getting paid a nice little $12.5 million. Last season with the Pistons, Bagley looked pretty darn good, and he looks like exactly what the Pistons need. With Cade at the point last season, Bagley was a perfect pick and roll partner, feeding off lobs, and with the addition of Jaden Ivey to the Pistons backcourt this season, he'll get even more easy buckets. The Pistons starting lineup this season will most likely be Cade, Jaden Ivey, Saddiq Bey, and Jalen Duren at the 5. This leaves Isaiah Stewart, Bagley, and Kelly Olynyk to compete for the starting 4 spot, and I think Bagley fits the best. The Pistons starting lineup already has a lot of defense and a good amount of shooting, 2 things that Bagley severely lacks. But the way the Pistons will look to play fast this season, an athletic 4 like Bagley who can handle the ball a little bit, is exactly what the Pistons need in their starting lineup. The Piston Squad is the perfect environment for Bagley to be in as well. In Sacramento, the environment is always poor, and sometimes they don't know what direction they're going in. With the Pistons, Bagley looks to have the right amount of opportunity, but also enough healthy competition and motivation to push him to be even better. And Bagley should be the hungriest he's ever been in his NBA career, and I think that was evident last season when he joined the Pistons. He also fits seamlessly into a young, driven Piston squad. People forget that this is Bagley's 5th season, but he's only 23 years old. That is perfect for the Pistons' young core. So it's clear, Bagley and the Pistons are a fantastic match, but what are we actually going to see from Bagley this season? This season, I think Marvin Bagley could surprise a lot of people, and make a legitimate most improved player type jump. Somewhere around 18 to 19 points a game and around 9 rebounds I think is very feasible for Bagley. As Cade matures and gets older, his passing vision is going to continue to improve, and I think that this is going to be perfect in a pick and roll partnership with Bagley. We'll see Bagley get a lot of easy buckets this season as Cade and Ivy improve. If Bagley can improve in a few areas this season, most improved looks even more likely as well. Bagley in college was a pretty good 3-point shooter, but it hasn't yet translated to the NBA. If he can improve his 3-point shooting to around 34 to 35%, this is going to keep him on the court much longer and help his game tremendously. The biggest improvement for Bagley though is his defense, which everybody knows he's never been great at. If he can really lock in on this side of the court, this can help him improve even more than an improvement in his 3-point shot can. He has all the tools to be a fantastic switchable defender. He's long, athletic, mobile, and he's pretty tall as well. I think it's all mental for Bagley on this side of the court and for his game in general. If Bagley can improve in these two areas just a little bit, I think the sky is the limit. But even if he doesn't, with this Piston squad and what he's proven so far, I think it's safe to say Marvin Bagley is going to prove a lot of people wrong this season. If you guys enjoyed this video, you can check out my latest video, the one NBA team that's completely lost. Thank you for watching. I appreciate your time and I hope you enjoyed. And as always, stay rested. See you in the next one.